Good morning, everyone. We were without power yesterday for more than half the day. Oh, no problem. Once we realized, this might take a while, we just got our generator out, which now all you have to do is just push a button, and it comes on. And everything was ready. Within 5 minutes, we were good to go. Had the fridge up and the internet. Yeah, who needs anything else? Well, anyway, uh, was a good investment. Yes. Uh, let's see. Oh, it was really windy here. That's why. I mean, it was really windy here. And my brother-in-law went and checked the tank and stuff and did some other water related things, and he was out there and he showed me the video that he made, and suddenly branches were flying and one landed not very big, but it doesn't take much to get you a good knock on the head, landed right next to him, and he was like, oh, I better get out of here. Yes, one of those times where here you're not really going to cruise around in the woods when it's that windy. Yeah, again. Be smart about it. Oh, there was another thing I just noticed. The tablet needed updating or something, so I had to install all that, and so I did. And then I noticed, so now suddenly some things are different, right? So you get used to something, and suddenly you have to figure out, okay, what do I do? What do I have to do? How do I get this? In order to keep my memory on the tablet here, I got to delete the videos after I make them and have uploaded them, right? Yes? Yeah. It used to be really easy. Yeah, then you go to the gallery, and okay, that goes in the trash, that goes in the trash. Okay, then you click something, trash, delete. Okay, now it doesn't show that anymore. What happened to my just click? Yeah, I figured it out again, But why change things like that? What's the big deal? Leave things as they are if they work. Anyway, it is what it is. The dogs are out running, and we're in Leviticus. Leviticus 2. The cereal offering. Cereal. It's spelled Cereal. Cereal offering. I guess that's where the word cereal comes from. What is it? Some kind of a Greek or Hebrew word, really, when it comes down to it? Interesting. If anyone offers Yahweh a cereal offering, I can't help but I read this and I see a box of grape nuts or what you call them, cornflakes, or I make my own granola. I love that. Been making my own granola for decades, and that's what I love, making my own with oats and all that kind of stuff. So anywho, interesting. Okay. God likes cereal. Okay, all right. Right. His offering must consist of wheaten flour on which he must pour wine and put incense. Incense? Oh, then you can't eat it anymore. He must pour wine. What? His offering must consist of wheaten flour on which he must pour wine and put incense. Ew. Who eats bread with, okay, I don't know. So odd. Huh? Yeah, okay. He will bring it to the priest descended from Aaron. He will take a handful of the wheaten flour, some of the oil, and all the incense, and this the priest will burn on the altar as a memorial, as food burnt, as a smell pleasing to Yahweh. Now, that I could see would smell pleasing. Oh, and it's not made into bread or anything. That's maybe why it was called cereal. I don't, if you know wheat flour, I'm sure at that time, they didn't have that really fine ground. So if you get real true wheat flour, whole wheat flour, for example, it still has these flakes in it. Kind of like, yes, cereal. Interesting. So they didn't make it into anything. They just offered. Now that I could see. Okay, what's the difference between. This is a clean affair here, it seems like. Okay. Also, it's a handful. All right, all right, all right. Okay. The remainder of the cereal offering will revert to Aaron and his sons, an especially holy portion of the food burnt for Yahweh. Oh, they get the rest. Did they do that with the animals too? Maybe the animals weren't just. All right, let's keep reading. I don't know. Seems like, wow, now sounds right to me. Huh. When you offer a cereal offering, dough baked in the oven, the wheaten flour must be prepared either in the form of unleavened cakes mixed with oil or in the form of unleavened wafers spread with oil. Again, unleavened, I'm assuming it's when you don't add yeast to it, where then it rises and it's just flat bread, which is really good. If your offering is a cereal offering cooked on a griddle, oh, they had griddles, the wheaten flour mixed with oil must contain no leaven. Now, I wonder, do they just mix it with oil, or do they add water too? I don't think you can't just make it with oil, but maybe it doesn't matter since, I don't know, is anybody going to eat this stuff? I wonder why unleavened was so important. You know, yeast is very easy to make. Yeast, right? Yeast is in the air, so all you have to do is just put a jar out with some water and I think some sugar or something, and then leave it out in the air, and you get yeast. Yeah, you collect yeast that way. Interesting. So yeah, so why not? Why not? Why does it have to be that? Because that was what they had. More likely. I don't know. It doesn't say why. I've not figured out. Have you guys heard it anywhere that I read why it has to be that? What's so offensive about yeast? I have no idea. Because it contains bacteria, or that. Well, I don't know. No leaving. You will break it in pieces and pour oil over it. It is a cereal offering. Okay. If your offering is a cereal offering cooked in a pan, the wheaten flour must be prepared with oil. Here we go again. You know what? Maybe I'll go and check out some videos on how you actually make this stuff with just oil. You will bring Yahweh the cereal offering thus prepared and present it to the priest. That's like steamed bread, I guess. Which is really good too. He will take it to the altar, and from the cereal offering the priest will take the memorial and burn it on the altar. Food burnt as a smell pleasing to Yahweh. Yeah, bread smell. That smells good. The remainder of the cereal offering will revert to Aaron and his descendants. It is especially holy since it is taken from the food burned for Yahweh. So here again, Aaron and his sons they all get. There's only a part of it offered to God. None of the cereal offerings which you offer to Yahweh must be prepared with leaven, for you must never include leaven or honey in food burnt for Yahweh. Oh. Oh. Oh, now you see, in order to get yeast, you have to have some kind of a sweetener. So the sweetener was the problem, not the yeast. Interesting. Okay, all right. It's a cleaner. It's definitely a cleaner burn without sugar in it. That's for sure, or honey. Oh, I see. Okay, well here we go. We got some answer. You may offer them to Yahweh as an offering of first fruits, but they will not make a pleasing smell if they are burnt on the altar. You will put salt in every cereal offering that you offer, and you will not fail to put the salt of the covenant of your God on your cereal offering. Oh, but salt's okay. Now, so did they salt the meat too? I said that smelled better. Okay. Okay, well, I wasn't there. Salt may have been very, I don't know, did they live near a salt sea? I mean, if you live near salt water, getting salt shouldn't be a problem. Okay, all right. They were in a desert. To every offering you will add an offering of salt to your God. It may have been very, very precious. Well, so would have been sugar. All right. If you offer Yahweh a cereal offering of first fruits, you will offer it in the form of roasted ears of wheat. Roasted ears of wheat? Oh, interesting. I've never had roasted ears of wheat. Or of bread made from ground wheat. Okay. You will add oil to it and put incense on it. It is a cereal offering, and from it the priest will burn the memorial with some bread and oil and all the incense as food burned for Yahweh. I wonder if when people pass away, okay, now in the Western civilizations, I don't know every country there, but the way I grew up now, and I don't know, the Celts may have also done certain things for, well, I don't know. I didn't study up on that or any of that, but in many places of the world, you have food when someone passes away or certain holidays happen. There is like a food offering table to spirit world. That's interesting. So did this come from there, or again, are these just really old? World's not just 6,000 years old, okay? Okay, so are some of these traditions just what people just did already? Did they come from some other kind of more other gods kind of stuff, Sounds like a bribe to me. Okay, Daniela, where are you going with all this? I get it. I understand the willingness, or also, well, God said to do so. Okay, maybe not. I understand that that's something that you can offer up, especially at that time, right? Yes. And you burn it, and okay. But when I think about it all, does that really make sense? Right? Yes? Does it? Is it just some rituals that people just wanted to do because it made them feel well? If it made them feel good? It was pleasing to them? Was it all that pleasing to God? I don't know. I have no idea. I never felt I needed to. Never had the desire to do something like this. Now, there is one thing uh, that I really like in the Native American traditions where when you get something from nature, you bring something to nature, right? Yes? To kind of keep the balance, to not just take, that there is a give and take. Yes? Okay. Could this be looked at as that? Yes? Okay. Could. The communion sacrifice. If his sacrifice is a communion sacrifice, and if he offers an animal from the herd, oh, here we go. Oh, wait a minute, that's 3. We're already done with 2. Wow, these are short chapters. Well, I have a lot to say about it. So. Oh, well, here come the longer ones. 4 is really long. 3 is still kind of short. Then the longer ones are, oh yeah, oh gosh, oh we got, oh, 5 is 2 pages. Woo! 6 is not that, oh no, what am I saying? That's not true. 5 is a page. Oh, I saw that wrong. Okay, well, here we go. That's 2. All the offerings, it all, I've got it all so well organized. I forgot, I have it all right here. I've looked for my glasses all over the house until suddenly I realized I was wearing them. We have those moments. My beautiful bookmark. I saw a question in this group that, oh my gosh, so, it's like raising my children, or raising children all over again, and they just don't want to listen. Okay. And this one person asked, what's your relationship with spirit world? How do you relate to spirit world? And when I read through Leviticus now, where we're told on how the people pleased God, right? Yes? Well, we don't really do that anymore. Well, speak for yourself. Some people may say we still do things like this, right? Yes? Okay. I've never felt that God asked me to sacrifice anything, okay? I explained what that kind of means to me and how saddening it is as well. In a way, a relief, but also not happy with this scenario, right? Or the outcome that it kind of has to be. And I've always felt that there were other ways. That's like with the Native American, where they often, when they went out hunting for a deer or rabbits or whatever they hunted, they brought a little tobacco with them. Right? Tobacco was kind of a sacred thing for the Native Americans. I'm not sure. Did they really just smoke that peace pipe and then maybe add a little something to it? I don't know. I wasn't there. And I'm not sure. Do we get the truth there really 100%? Tobacco is not that hard to grow, okay? Really, it isn't. And then you always get seeds from it again. So tobacco is an easy thing to grow. And and then there is all this natural tobacco out there, but it doesn't have any nicotine in it. Okay, well, anyway. So, so they would take a little tobacco with them, right? Which, as I said, there is a rabbit tobacco, okay? It's a sweet, they call it rabbit tobacco. It's also called, it's a beautiful little plant, and it smells a lot like curry. First, when I found this plant, I thought, oh my gosh, this is like natural curry taste, right? Turns out that's, and mullein. Mullei's another one, but mullei's really good for your lungs and your bronchioles to smoke it or inhale it, right? Yes. I think there's a couple other ones they may have used as well. But those are the 2 that I know around here. So is that, they write that, or they went and collected some of that? Well, if they collected that, then did they leave something for that as well? Well, anyway, when they would go hunting, I know that's one thing I know. They would take a little tobacco with them and leave it at the place where they shot the animal, where they yeah, got their animal for food. I love that. That's a give and take out there. That makes sense to me, right? Yes? Yeah, well, what is anything going to do out there with that tobacco laying there? Ah, does the give and take make sense? Yeah. Oh, it's an offering. Okay, what does an offering mean? To me, it means that when I harvest, when I collect in the wild, when I raise my own, anytime that I try to make sure that nothing goes to waste, that the bounty given to me or brought to me doesn't go to waste, that everything has its place, especially when it comes to organic things, right? And that is my give and take with what I collect, I grow, and harvest, or or when it comes to an animal that ends up on your table. As I said, our goats, they ran free here. I mean, so much joy to see the kids, the baby goats. Those are kids, called kids, uh, running and jumping and going off with mama and daddy and just having a wonderful time, playing with each other, weren't locked up in a nasty or whatever, or they were free here, okay? Running free. And yes, then the boys I would band. The girls are usually sold because you don't want, again, stay respectful to the principles of nature when it comes to that. And we didn't breed daddy with daughters or granddaughters or whatever. We didn't do that. So the boys we would band and raise for about 8 to 12 months. And then they were, the last one was 2 years old. Yeah, it was our last one, but then the time came to say, we gotta, I still like that fresh, tender meat. Yeah. But again, as I said, that's the give and take that I see that is kind and proper, where you work together with the principles of creation and from our heart to mind with the principles of love, and then give in that way. That's how we inherit Earth as humankind. Don't you think? When our girls lay eggs over there, I'm always, thank you, girls. Oh, wow, look at you guys. I said one of them laid one. It was so cold. And she couldn't help it. Yeah, she just started laying too. So she was probably really excited about laying eggs. And it's like, my goodness, that must have been cold, but thank you, proud of you. So, can we have that kind of give and take with animals and the way, again, a chicken gives back? I think so. Then I make sure that I bring them some goodies as well. So anyway, that is that. And again, the eggshells, and of course, use the eggs. And the eggshells get used in a garden, or I make them fine enough and throw them out there for the chickens again for the calcium for the eggs. Well, there you go, right? Yes. Vegetables. I try to, oh my gosh. I think it's very difficult for me to even, a plant who's not doing very well, if it's a tomato plant or any other kind of plant, I should just pull that. That's not going to do much. I don't want to do it. I'll just let you live until, you kind of decide it's kind of time to dry down on your own if you give something or not. Because the plant's trying, right? In the meantime, all the brothers and sisters of the plant, tomato plant, for example, brothers and sisters, sisters. I don't know. In this group, the guys are really trying hard, to make that male statement. I'm going, whatever. No, that is so important, right? As long as things work. Okay. And, or the more so, in a way, it seems like I do really well. Our harvest here, if anything, is always quite good. Yes. That has done good right from the beginning. And I try to save everything. But I can't save. Some of it goes to the piggies, some of it goes to the horses. Yeah. But I try to somehow, and that is why I'm so interested as well, to see if I can figure out how to not have to cool something, have it or have it in the refrigerator or the freezer, or preserve it in a jar, right? That you have to have the jars and the lids. Now, the jars and the rims is no problem, but the other parts, right? On this, a lot of them you can only use one time, depending on what you are canning, and you have to get more, and they're harder and harder to find. So yeah, I've reused them, yeah, and yeah, the seal's not quite what it is. Yeah, yeah. So then you could waste food like that, right? And then also you need, again, in order to preserve things like that, you need sugar, you need salt, you need vinegar, which vinegar is really easy to make. I've got jars and jars of vinegar here that you can make yourself. You can make just about any kind of vinegar very easily. Yeah, from scratch. Yes. There you go, guys. Check it out. Yeah, as I said, it takes a jar, water, yeast, sugar, and then something, herbs or fruit or whatever you want to throw in there. Right? And it takes about 3 weeks, and you got vinegar. Yeah, yeah, you do. Interesting. Yeah. So got plenty of that. To pickle things. I like pickling things. And pickling things, actually, is one of the simplest ways to preserve something. Yes? Yeah. Pickles are good. Just about anything. Pickled that Jerusalem artichoke and make kimchi out of it. That's delicious. And Jerusalem artichokes is something I can leave in the bed all winter long and just go and get what I need. Right? Yes, I can make just one jar, for example, of pickles, a couple of jars, and then just let them sit for, I don't wait for too long. I let them sit for about 2 or 3 days, and then they're ready to be eaten. Right? Okay. But other just vegetables that, like the pumpkins, who've still have a few left, last that all a whole year off the vine. Like the butternut squash, I know that works. The cushaws work if they're not too big. When they get too big, yeah, then you're already kind of looking at drying out. Save all the seeds. I don't throw the seeds away from pumpkins, cushaws, butternut squash, right? Yes, I roast them and I put them aside, and then I make flour out of it. Yeah, either flour, of course, you can eat them. Yeah, yes, yeah. Anywho, I thought about looking up other seeds that come from other, besides just keeping them, of course, as well, also as heirloom seeds for the next season to grow. So, skins. I have fried skins, right, from the pumpkins and stuff. Oh, also on fresh pumpkins like that, and you put them in the oven. You leave them long enough in there. Okay, you can eat the skin. The skin is just as good to eat as the rest of it. It's not hard to eat, or it's nice and done as well. And because they're all organic here, guess what? A lot of goodness in vegetables is in the skin if it is raised right. Ah, okay. All right. Talked enough about that. So, I think that's pleasing to God. Then whatever I cook is pleasing to God. Yes? What do you think? I don't know. I have no idea why things were done at that time and the way they did it. That's the instructions they got. They followed it. Was it that? Or was that something they brought with them from Egypt? That's what it was done, how it was done there somehow. And it just, yes, they combined some things. Was it all that pleasing to God? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't think it would matter if I did that here now. Maybe it's because my relationship with God's a bit different too. Oh, okay, all right. Well, let's go with that. Then the relationship that the Israelites had with God at that time. Okay, I don't know. But we can talk about it. See what's different from then to now. What kind of was carried over? Cereal. Well, anyway. So there it is. That's what I wanted to share this morning. God's love and blessings always, and may He protect you. And we'll talk to you all another time.